What can you say in general about Filipino MMA fighters?
Well, I will say they rank amongst the very, very best in the world. Philippines has produced so many world champions, and I can tell you as a lifelong martial artist myself that I'm a huge fan of Team Lakay, not only for their incredible achievements and their incredible technical abilities and their skills, but for how they are as human beings.
Right.
They exemplify the very best of martial arts, and they exemplify the very best of humanity. They are true role models for millions of children across Philippines, and they're true role models for the world, actually. And, you know, when I think about why I started One Championship, I want to celebrate Asia's greatest cultural treasure. I want to celebrate those incredible values. And Team Lakay and the Filipino athletes do it best.
All right. Well, we have two world champions in your organization. That's Brandon Vera, the heavyweight champion, and Joshua Pasha. We'll talk about Brandon Vera first.
Sure.
In the card in Tokyo, he announced, and you were there, that he was going to actually come down in weight. He already looked really trim because he's gone on this super health and fitness routine. So is he doing that? Is he really coming down?
Yes, yes. We will have the current heavyweight champion of the world meet the current light heavyweight champion of the world, Ong La Sang. So Brandon Vera versus Ong La Sang is happening.
Wow.
It's happening in Japan in October. It's going to be one of the biggest fights in history of actually all of martial arts in the world.
Wow. What do you think of Brandon's move to do that? I mean, he's over 40.
Yes. You know, Brandon, he stays in shape. He's always training. He takes care of his body. He lives a healthy lifestyle. So I don't look at him as 40. I think his physical age is probably like 30. He might be 40 biologically, I'm saying, but his physical body. And he's a really, really incredible athlete, just absolutely the world's best. You know, I've never seen a heavyweight move that way.
Yeah.
He moves like a lightweight, his balance, his speed, his explosiveness. But technically, his Muay Thai is beautiful.
Yeah.
His Jiu-Jitsu is beautiful. His wrestling is beautiful. He's just a beautiful martial artist to watch. So if you love technique, if you love heart, you know, Brandon is your guy.
Edward Fulayang, I
Yes.
love the way he has blossomed in your league. You know, even the way he speaks at press conferences, he's so much more confident now about who he is and what
Yes.
he can deliver.
Yes.
He had a very painful loss in
Yes.
Tokyo, but he's coming back. What do you
Right.
think of him, of Edward?
The biggest fight in his entire career is August 2nd in Manila, Mall of Asia, against Eddie Alvarez. You know, Edward Fulayang is a pioneer.
Yeah.
He's the face of Filipino mixed
Yes.
martial arts. He will forever be a hero, you know, to all Filipinos because of everything he's done in his life. You know, the incredible life story of adversity, being born in the bottom rungs of society to illiterate parents, 9 brothers and sisters, 5 passing away. Just imagine as a child
Yeah.
what that must be like, right?
Yeah.
To grow up and he's the most humble,
Amazing
kind,
strength,
gentle
right?
person, right?
Yeah.
And yet he's a tiger, he's a monster, he's a lion in the cage. And that's the thing about Edward is, and he's resilient. He will win a world title, he'll lose it, he'll refocus, up his game, and then come back and win it again. So I would not be surprised if Edward Fulayang, you know, upsets Eddie Alvarez. I would not be surprised if he ends up going for another world title. Edward Fulayang has that special quality in him. But you know what I love about Edward? You know, I've known Edward for now, you know, probably more than 10 years. And I'll tell you, even before One Championship, I knew Edward. He's the same guy.
Right.
Success never got to his head. He's still humble and kind and gentle. And that's what I love about Edward.
All right. Well, Joshua Pasha,
Yes.
one of your lightweight champions.
Yes, he's also a phenom. You know, super young guy, but absolutely dynamic. And that KO in Japan was just stunning, right? So
yes.
it looked like he was losing the fight, and then out of nowhere, you know, he throws his, you know, kick/knee, and then knocks out the Japanese champion in just a spectacular fashion. But he's also a very, very good kid. I really like him a lot. He's a good person who's had to go through adversity in his life to get to where he is.
Yeah. Brandon Vera has talked very highly of Danny King. He says he feels he's one of the brightest hopes of Philippine MMA.
Yes.
And that he believes he will become a world champion.
Yes.
What do you think of that?
I agree 100%.
He had a great fight in Tokyo also.
I agree 100%. I'm so impressed with Danny King at the rate he's improving. His cardio is unbelievable. He's just physically a very strong, explosive, athletic martial artist. But he's got weapons. His hands, his feet. The thing about Danny is he's improving so fast. I mean, I just remember Danny a year ago.
Right.
Today is a different fighter. So I do believe of everyone in Team Lakay right now that Danny is the most likely future world champion and the most likely the face of Team Lakay.
What do you, with the kind of action that you have in One Championships, what do you think are the key skills that an MMA fighter needs to have? Because I hear so many kids like, I want to fight in one. Like what are the key martial arts now they need to know?
Well, I think of it as sort of a few buckets. The first being you have to be a world-class striker on your feet, whether it's punching, whether it's kicking, whether it's knees, being able to be adept at striking. Second is your wrestling has to be on point, meaning that you have to be able to take the fight where you want it.
Yeah.
If you want to keep it striking, you have to have great takedown defense. If you want to kick it to the ground, you have to have great takedowns. Then the third leg is your grappling skills. You have to have excellent submission defense and submission offense. And then you need to be able to combine it all, which is a sport of mixed martial arts.
Right.
So that's the key. Those four pillars are what I would say you need in order to be very successful.
Yeah, you know what? I always, I'm very impressed by MMA fighters because they're always in shape. You're never going to see a fighter walk into the cage and say, like, oh, wow, what is this guy?
Right.
He's always in shape. So they put in the hard work, which is very...
Well, it takes a minimum of 10 years minimum training several hours a day, 6 days a week, just to be able to get to the point where you might get invited into one championship. You might. But it's the world's best of the best. We scour through 10,000 athletes a year, and we give out only 50 offers.
Wow.
So we have 550 athletes, of which 140 are world champions. So across the various martial arts, whether it's Muay Thai, kickboxing, boxing, a mixed martial arts, etc. So that's, you just think about the odds of that. 10,000 athletes, which we scour around the world, only give out 50 offers. We have 550 athletes, and of which 140 are already world champions in various martial arts. And that's the biggest roster of world champions on the planet of any organization.
Wow.
Man, every time I come to the Philippines, it's magical.
Yay.
And yes, because the Filipinos, they love One Championship. And if you've ever been to an event in Manila, it's so loud. It is crazy loud.